For a look at the stock movers this morning, we have many of them. Jenny Horne, host of Next Gen Investing, is with us. Welcome back. I know you're taking a look at Palantir.
Palantir, yeah, unfortunately not on an optimistic note, as right now selling off pretty substantially after its earnings. And this name has been, just to talk about the price activity of this year, it was our best performer in the month of April. Also rose about now 4.5% to start off this month, and also is now 60 and some change percent on the year. So a pullback after earnings to me feels almost like it's just been so elevated and such an outperformer that we're seeing now some moderation on the back of what has been a meteoric performance, especially in spite of the overall market volatility. So there was still things to like within this report, don't get me wrong. We saw right now this reaction, I think more so to its sky-high valuation. The company did report now better than expected for its expectations for the first quarter. We also saw the earnings per share that was in line with consensus, but also rose about 8 cents from last year. Revenue for the quarter reached around $884 million. Also above expectations and also up almost 40% from last year. Their CEO, Alex Karp, did say Palantir is on fire. We're going to just focus and focus and focus on execution. I think there was even another focus in there, but you get the picture. And said there's also basically that's the plan for the rest of this year and into next year. Palantir, though, falling as much as 9% this morning, actually saw, again, shares a bit lower this morning as a result of what they said. They've really been expanding into these commercial markets. They've also been trying to get roughly now half of their revenue from corporate customers. Previously had been a bit more exposed to government contracts, but it looks like the U.S. commercial business will continue to be strong. Palantir booked around $810 billion in their new segment rep contracts, or million, excuse me. Oh, that was up, though, 183% from last year. They also have around $2.3 billion left on their U.S. commercial contracts. So this is still a company fairly exposed to commercial revenues, but trying to get more exposure to corporate. That's been a theme we've seen for several quarters. And I think, yeah, this is just a matter of the fact that shares were up 65% on the year into this print, Nicole. And with a sky-high valuation, with this outperformance, it's not entirely immune from some of the volatility and unfortunately, the pressure we're seeing in overall markets this morning.
And I'm looking at some of these targets, with Palantir, which closed 123 yesterday. Morgan Stanley has a $98 target, and Mizuho with a $94 target. And there was one more I just saw that Cantor Fitzgerald has a 110 target. They're not screaming buy, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. How about we look at ChatGPT parent OpenAI? Big news there.
Yeah, some other big news that is maybe not, I'd say, a bit of a mixed, picture as far as like what this means for the market, because OpenAI has now tried to really buck a lot of the pressure that it's seeing from so many of these various civic leaders and ex-employees. They did actually announce in a blog post late Monday that their nonprofit status would remain even as they try to restructure into a public benefit corporation. The company, of course, who's backed by Microsoft, recently was valued at roughly $300 billion in a funding round that was led by SoftBank, which said it made the decision to, after discussing the matter with its attorneys generals of California and Delaware. OpenAI said that it'll continue to be controlled by a nonprofit as it, again, restructures. But after being founded in 2015 as a nonprofit company, they face, again, serious pressure, especially in regards to like the AI narrative, the AI winners and losers. They've been seen as, a lot of times contemplating restructuring. And I've been even saying, when is this company coming public? Because we can't really fully discuss like price activity and things, like share price without it obviously being a publicly traded entity. But they are not interested in that. We actually heard Brett Taylor, which is their board's chairmen say that they will be converting their limited liability into a limited liability company that is a subsidiary of a nonprofit to a public benefit corporation. And by doing so, this will really change the equity structure of the company so that employees, investors, as well as the non-for-profit can really own equity in that PBC. He also said OpenAI had commissioned outside financial advisors to consult on this recapitalization. They declined to share how much of a stake the nonprofit, though, would have in the company, though it will be a majority. And Sam Altman did say also on a call that he was very happy with the nonprofit and that the PBC will have the same mission. And right now, they're currently still engulfed in this legal battle, of course, with Elon Musk, who co-founded the company as that new nonprofit research lab in 2015. Musk has been trying to keep them from converting into a fully for-profit company as he does compete with regards to XAI versus OpenAI. So the drama, I feel like, of OpenAI is never light. It's always present. There's always some turbulence that is either being caused by those forces going against OpenAI or Sam Altman himself. But at least as of right now, not entirely what changing in terms of a for-profit company, but a restructuring that will definitely have a massive impact on what we view the company as. It is perhaps now maybe its future growth, but nothing that exactly changes as far as like stock or stock performance, since it still will be a nonprofit even as this restructuring goes underway, Nicole.
Yeah, battle of brilliant men. And really, as you talk about the competition between the two, that's definitely something that's present, coupled with the fact that Elon Musk always talks about the good of humanity and to develop AI with that in mind. And by making this private, how will that, not for profit, making it profit, it takes away the purpose of what it was. This has been the ongoing battle and discussion for some of these guys and many others. Jenny Horne, great to see you. Thank you.